Hey everybody, what's up? Back again. This one's gonna take a while. Sorry about these late releases and stuff. Nothing important, just crap going on in my life. So, Pontiac, back burner now. Transmission I rebuilt, did not work. There's a reason I pay people with college degrees to do that stuff, because I'm not built for that. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna wait, pull it out again, and then I also need to do that one right there, because it's a Chevelle. Now granted, it is a 4-door Chevelle. It is still a 68 Chevelle. And this one's plan is to do daily driver, because I have the 700 R4 right here. 4-speed overdrive, and this engine right here, I built it in Alaska and ran into bearing tolerances problems, and the this bad boy, the oil pickup tube, sucks to the bottom. You're supposed to put a tack weld on them on the oil pump, and it sucked to the bottom, so I was like, no oil pressure building. But it's a 400 small block Chevy, 6.6 liter. It's been punched out, so bored 20 thousandths over. I've got fancy pistons in there. It's got forged I-beam rods. It's got a big old cam in it. The works, basically. All new freeze plugs, bearings, all that stuff. And it should be a pretty wicked motor. I'm talking ballpark, I'm going to be honest, 300 to 350 horsepower, probably around 400 foot-pounds of torque, because it's that engine was made to produce torque, because it was originally a truck engine, smog era engine, so it never made much power. But it's the biggest displacement small block Chevy you can get, which is cool. So onto this thing. It had a 307 and a Power Glide 2-speed transmission behind it. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to grind all the gunk away, matte black everything, clean up this wiring with loom tube. New wiring is needed. I'm going to, in the future, do disc brakes all the way around, 4-wheel disc brakes. So, because currently it's just got manual brakes. Everything in here is pretty much staying the same though. And then the inside, whew, I love these cars out west because they don't rot, but holy cow, do the mice get into them. This one was wasted. It was bad. I wore gloves and a mask, and anyone from Illinois, Midwest would appreciate this floor, because that's the worst of it right there. That's the worst of the rust down here. And that's just because there was a ton of rat pee right there. So, the floor is in excellent shape. Body, a little rougher. She's got a smack right there. Rot in the corner right there. That's just common with all of them. And that corner as well. And somebody smacked this up pretty good, and this is gone, so I gotta do that. But otherwise, the car's in excellent shape. Frame is perfect. All the important stuff's solid. But yeah, I'm gonna put the 400 in there with an overdrive transmission, so I can daily drive it, preferably. But I've fallen in love with this car. I think the front ends and grills on these so attractive. It is so much better than many other cars. Personally, the 68, 69 Chevelles are my favorite because they have the dual headlight buckets. The grill comes around the corner here and then follows a trim line. But whereas in the 70, 71, 72, they were flat and they had the marker light right here, and the grill didn't extend. They had single headlights. Not a fan of that, but this, gorgeous. I mean, just look at that grill. The Chevy logo. Oh, it's so nice. But that's what's happening on this one. Yeah, I bought tires for it because I had these slotted mags that I put on. And back ones, I ordered fat and skinnies. Both white letter tires. You know what showed up? White walls. So now I just have 2 sets of white walls for no reason. And they're just on it right now because it's keeping the car from being on the ground. So I'm going to have to order another set of those, but skinnies, then actually get the white letters to put on the front. And I may honestly go with a little bit bigger of a size. I don't know, it might just be because the engine's out of it, so it's sitting up real high. But I might go with a little bit bigger of a size tire. The rears, these mags are so offset that I'm gonna have to put air shocks or something in it to lift the rear end, because these are, I can almost get a finger between the tire and the fender. But yeah, that's that. Yeah. Alright, so right now I'm pretending to be the engine, but I'm cleaning everything up. Scraping it, getting all the goo off of it, so that when I go to paint it, it actually sticks and looks good. And this is crusty. I'll have to take like a heavier sander to it. But I'm just getting all the grease off of it. This was completely covered in grease from the engine leaking. This, I've already done a bunch of it, but you can still see how bad it is. Right there, all that, all the steering arms, all that shit's super nasty. So I'm in here just cleaning it up, scuffing it, getting it ready for paint so that when I do paint it, it sticks well. But so far everything's in really good shape. The only issue is this side right here. This is crusty, which is, I don't really care, but it's gotten thin right there and broken a little bit. This is the battery tray, sits right here, and when the batteries explode and just get old, the battery acid just drips out of them, and it's extremely corrosive. So that's why that's as bad as it is, because otherwise it would just look like that. Perfect. But this mount is really bad. I might actually replace that. This probably won't get replaced. I'll just clean it up best I can, call it a day, because I'm not going for perfection, I'm going for drivability. So yeah, that's how this is all going. I am absolutely so much oil leaked out of this thing. It was horrendous. Well, since I'm doing this one right, the problems I'm running into now is I'm taking this fender off so I can try to push this little dent out, and then I've got to fix this. I don't know if I'll try to cut it out and fix it myself or what I'm going to do there, but for some reason the car is extremely clean, not very rusty, but both of the bolts down here broke off their little nut plates. Let me see, it's a little nut plate, and it's just tacked onto this little clip right there. Well, the problem is that clip is the nut has come unwelded from it, so it just spins, and I can't get wrenches on there, and they're all just really bad condition. So I got to cut them out, which is not fun, but it is a pain in the rear end, because I think it's going to be easier to fully clean this, get it prepped, and fix these problems with like the fenders off. That's just gonna be what it is. I'll do what I can, but that's just, these front fenders are easy enough to take off and do up, but I got it relatively clean in here. I still got to get the front of the cross member here and the rest of these arms, but my little brush wasn't doing it. I had to break out the wire wheel for those ones. But yeah, it's a go one. That's how I'm spending my afternoon. So it's a lot of fun. I love this thing. It's really fun to work on. Escalation. So I took fenders and fender wells out, as you can see. Make it a little easier to patch this, and this one's got a good wrinkle right there and some rust there. Be easier to fix it off the car. Yeah, I've been sanding all morning. I had to excavate these ball joints. You can still see it's pretty crusty down there. I'm going to get underneath this one some more, get all that. But I've been sanding everything, gotten a bunch of this crap off. Cleaned up a bunch of these best I could. Got the steering shaft all prettied up. Then I'm gonna get in here, clean this up, cut that off. But get rid of all this rust here, clean it up, make it all shiny again. And then I'm doing the same on the core support, cleaning up all this. I'm gonna have to put new mounts in there, cleaning these up, the brackets that mount it, clean all that up, button this up, make it look pretty, nice and neat. I'm gonna wire loom all these instead of this old electrical tape, clean up the wiring where it's messy. I had to get rid of the voltage regulator because we're going to an internally regulated alternator. And then I just bought a bunch of paint stuff. Oh, well, there's one of them. We're doing flat black on all of it. Everything. Whole thing. Unison. Flat black. And then I grabbed some more paint for the engine so I can fully purple it. And then I can button this up. I don't think I'm going to mess with any of this yet. Eventually I want to put new suspension on it. Springs, upper and lower control arms, all new ball joints, stuff like that, along with the disc brakes. And then I can, you know, really be done up here. But this is pretty crusty right there. It's even split a little bit, which I'm gonna have to clean all this up best I can. That way I can stop it from getting worse and make this car last even longer, because I like this car. But it's from the battery acids, and they eat it away, yada yada yada. But yeah, there's that little update. Alright, since I'm already this far, I thought, you know what, I might as well clean this up. And I'm glad I did. It's kind of gross in there, so I'm gonna do what I can to clean all that up. I think there's, oh yeah, there's standing wet stuff in the bottom of there. It's a good thing I did do this. But I'm going to clean up all these mating surfaces, put new sealer on this, all that stuff. Get it all nice and pretty, clean it up, make it look good. Just to make sure whenever I get this thing going and I need to use the heat, I'm not blowing leaves and crap and nasty stuff into my face. I wonder if I can take this heater core out without removing the box inside, because that's a pain in the butt. I'd rather not, but I mean, if it comes down to it, it comes down to it. It gives me something to do since I got all my work I needed done. So now I just going on to stuff that I like to do and I want to do. So yeah, I'm about ready to paint all this stuff. I ran out of wire wheel, so that's good enough, because I mean, it'll be replaced anyways. About ready to start spraying all this, making everything look pretty, nice and good. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to look fantastic. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty nasty in there. It's wet, so I like to avoid that best I can. Wet, nasty, musty crap. It's going to be stinky. And then I'm going to test fit another blower motor I have, one that's not from 1968. Might blow a little harder, so, and probably won't make as much noise as the one that's been sitting for ages. I'm glad I took the box out. Huge mouse house on top of it. They ate all the insulation around it, just made it all gross. So I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna rip the rest of this insulation off, clean it up, get all that crap out of there, make all this look pretty again. And then, sadly, very sadly, I had to destroy the glove box because they're just cardboard. But it was in such good shape and the felt wasn't even ruined. It's a shame, but sacrifices. So I'll just buy a new one. They're cheap. But that just come off really easily because all that holds it in is the studs on the box and then the bolts on that, which is 5 sheet metal screws and then 2 bolts. That's it. But now I can get in here, grinder, clean all this up, clean up all the mating surfaces, get all the inside cleaned up. I need to take this off because I sucked a ton of just junk out of it. I need to take this panel off, little thing right there off, so I can get in there and actually clean it and then put a drain into the bottom of it if it doesn't already have one, because it was bad to say the least. But I feel better about it. It's not going to stink in there hardly anymore because I've got literally just about everything that they can stink up out of the car. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Alrighty, we are just about done. Sorry about that glare. Painted just about everything I can get it to. There's going to be a new master cylinder, so I didn't worry about that. I got all these creases underneath of it. Everything I could touch with a spray paint can I did. Because rattle can rebuild, you know what I mean? All that's looking real good. I ended up tearing that whole box out. Cleaned it all up. Painted all of it too. Everything looks so much better now. And it's gonna really make that purple engine pop. Oh! Darn thing. Hey, there's something there, Hayes. But yeah, this is all pretty well done, I'd say. I think I've hit everything with a good couple of coats. I went through 3 cans of spray paint. Oh yeah, I gotta do this next. All this. And then it's on to putting some stuff back on. The grill's going back on. And then I gotta clean it up. I might paint this bottom piece as well. But I just didn't want to paint the grill or anything, because that would be an absolute nightmare to clean off. So yeah, that's how we're going. Just about done with the cleaning part. Cleaning and painting. Then I can start on reassembly. But yeah. So we've made some more progress. Got the heater box all back in. Inside and out. Got a new seal on the inside. And I put some caulking silicone around the lip of this thing. It's all bolted up, setting in place. Got set in stone. Little touch-up spots I'm hitting here and there. The creativeness I had to use to hold the box in while I bolted it into place because it wanted to just fall off. Everything up there is reattached. Everything works. It's doing the thing. Now I'm going to test the blower motor, actually. So I don't know where my other one went. So we're just going to test this one. I got this awesome little thing right here. It is basically a tabletop power source for 6 to 15 volts. So I got my negative, got my positive, and it's going to be hard to do one-handed, so I'm going to have to do it. Shut the camera down to test it, but you get the idea. I'm just going to tap 12 volts to there while grounding it to the body, like that, and we'll see if that still works. And then it's time to bolt this thing up. The old windshield wiper motor. The cover on it was broken, which kind of stinks, but that is what it is. This thing, honestly, I might replace this thing. It's pretty wobbly and crusty and just not good looking, so that's what it's supposed to look like. And it just bolts up right here, and there's an arm that goes through, connects to this thing, and then bloop, 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 bloop. Windshield's clean. So, yep. You know, when everything's going so well, You gotta think, what's going poorly? Oh, I found that. Curiosity killed the cat. I took that trim piece off so I could paint some more of this, and look what I found. All along it. Real not good. Like I can actively lift up the windshield. So now I'm stuck with that dilemma. Everything else go perfectly though. I got that off and painting up those and stuff. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna take these off, windshield wipers, and I'm going to assess. And if it comes down to it, I might be pulling the windshield, because you can't just leave that untreated, because then it rots out. Well, I mean, it's not going into the cab, so actually that might not be something I have to worry too much about. I am worried about all that rust right there. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to pull this trim here, take a look, and if the windshield just falls out, I might just pull it out so that I can clean up the dash, I guess. This is a car I care about, so it's worth taking the windshield out. But it won't be fun, and it's gonna suck, and then I'll have to, you know, properly fix this with not so proper methods, but it'll do the job at least. So I guess I'm gonna take this off, attach it to that, and then just leave it separate, so that when I go to dump the engine and transmission in, I can just slide those in really easily without anything in my way, except for the bumper. Who knows, I might even pull that off, but we'll get there when we get there. My main concern is the rust right there now, so we'll see. I will get back to you on that one. Oh no, that's not good. The windshield is out because it's rusty. Alright, don't get me wrong. I am not a professional, nor do I claim to be, nor can I do this. This is well beyond my pay grade. This would take some serious work, considering it's up into the dash. And this is wasted. But I have cleaned it up, wire wheeled the ever-living crap out of it. And because not all of it is going up into the dash, I'm going to do the correct thing, which is not correct in the slightest actually, and I'm going to fill this with caulk. I mean, it's going to be like some serious window weld urethane, some serious stuff, and I'm going to coat it in there after I paint it, of course, so it's sealed. Fill it all the way. This stuff I'll probably throw some like wire mesh in, something to give the urethane something to stick to, since there's some pretty big holes that I don't have the ability to remake, nor do I have a parts car to rob out of and put in. So that's what's going to happen. Make it quick, easy, and I have window weld, the proper stuff to put a window in. I'm going to clean the window first, and then I'll put it in once it's ready to go. But I'm going to paint all of this. I got to sand this down. It's pretty crusty. I need to wash it before I paint it though. But that's where we stand on this. All these look to be savable. These are the trim things that hold it in. They slide in that and then push down, and that's what holds the trim in. It's got a little clip in there that holds it. So that's savable. We'll make it work. It'll be alright. I mean, the car's currently in pieces anyways. It's not like I'm hurting it at all. So we will continue where we left off. I need to wash this whole thing again. And I took the core support out because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bolt that up to that and make it one whole assembly again. That way when I put the engine in, I can just plop it on and call it a day. But yeah, that's the fun I'm dealing with. Really sucks about this. That's a shame because that's really bad. The window just popped up. I mean, I was taking the trim off using a screwdriver to pop it off, and I accidentally got underneath the window and it pulled the whole window up. So it was about due for it. And to be honest, if this sat much longer or the wrong person got it, they would just call it a day on this, which is a shame. Even though it's 4-door, still a Chevelle, and it's still awesome. They don't make them anymore. There's only so many. So that's where we are at this current juncture. Yeah, this is all not too bad. That stuff's all good, which is great. But I mean, this, you'd need a whole new cowl on this thing because it's bad. This is in underneath the dash right there, and then it all really just drains into this pocket here, so it's not awful and it's not going to kill the car. So I'm just going to fill it with some special urethane I've got. I'm going to paint it all first so it's all sealed in there and clean and stopping the rust before it gets worse. But really the ridiculous ones is when it gets up here. That's really bad, and it started, but it never got far enough. I probably got to it in time, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's savable, and I'm not too worried about it. It's all hidden anyways. No one's gonna see it. So, hi buddy. Well, this is gonna have to do it for today. She's blown to pieces. I just took apart the dash. Got the cluster out because I'm putting a electronic gauge cluster in. Fancy digital one. I'm gonna repaint this because it's looking real rough. There we go. Yep, right there. See, it's rough. It's missing a lot of paint, so I'm gonna go through that. I got everything off. The old radio's out because I'm not gonna be using it. I've got all the wiring figured out. It's all pretty simple. Most of it's just freaking lights, because you know, GM's usually pretty good about easy stuff. This was not easy. For some reason, the gauge cluster mounts to the dash bezel behind it, and then everything plugs into there. So you can't, I had to drop the steering column to be able to get to all the bolts to remove that thing, and it was miserable. And I hated every second of it. We'll be back because I need to find silicone for all that. That's why I didn't get it done tonight. I don't have any silicone. Of all the crap in my garage, I have no silicone. But yeah, popped the dent out. A little dent right here. That's no longer there. I might try to get my hands on some sheet metal to either fix that or just buy 2 new. They sell these portions on the internet. You just basically cut out what you need of the new stuff, graft it onto the old. I'll either do that or maybe attempt to fix it. And then I don't want to mess with the wiring until I really know. Put it all back to see where it goes. Got this put together. Not a whole lot. It's pretty boring. Little tedious stuff, honestly. But I'm making good progress, making good headway. I shouldn't just... This one's not just going to sit like this forever. I'm going to do it right. Get it done. So, yeah. Well, this is going to have to do it for this video. I did the wrong thing. So, sealed up all that. I used paintable caulking so that you know, I can paint over it and it won't be white. But I filled all the holes, gaps, anywhere where there was rust holes. It's all filled in. So hopefully when I get the chance to put my new window in. Yeah, I just got that finished up. And then some of the bigger holes, like there's a real big one right here, and I believe it was this one was massive. So I got the back sanded down, cleaned up. Oh, there's another hole right there that started to show through. Might have to recock it some more, but I used some duct tape on the back side after I sanded that and got it all cleaned up and painted. So that's taken care of. I'll have to probably put another coat over everything, real thin coat. There we go. Put a real thin coat on everything, and then I can get my window put in and call it a day on that. I have bearings for my engine coming in, and then core support radiator mounts, and the bushings that sit right there. Got all those coming in this weekend so that I can hopefully test fit my engine and transmission. Just test fit while everything is off the front. So I get the transmission mount, see where that needs to sit, what holes it likes, because these frames were cut for any transmission option GM had. Basically, they were all extremely universal. So it's got the mount holes in the frame where the transmission crossmember bolts to. So that's really convenient. I just need to find which one works, and if I need to drill new holes, then I can just set that in there, get around it, see around it, look what's going on, how everything's gonna fit, and then call that good. I got everything priced out for fixing the fenders. So the new bottom quarters, they sell this whole piece. It's like $70, if that actually. And so I can replace both of these, because this one got crunched up right there, and it's rust hole and rust hole. So I'll just graft the new pieces on, make it look pretty. Then I ordered a new fender liner for the passenger side, because that one is shot. So get the whole front end back together, and I can be done with this. I don't have to worry about it again. I'll be like, all right, it's good. Then I can get to work on the interior, this back quarter. I can order the fender liner as well for the back, because it's completely rotted off down there and it's disconnected from the fender. I'm gonna have to see about getting these pulled and fixing that. I can order all of it. It's all relatively cheap. It's not expensive at all. And that's really the only thing left body-wise other than paint. I'll prep it for paint, sand, get the stuff ready, and then we will smack this out. I'm going to have to work some magic to get that crease out of there. It's pretty rough. But I got some friends that know body work and make something work, because that's a pretty bad crease. But I bet if I pop it out from in there and I work it with pour some hot water on it. You don't want to touch a flame to it. Just hot water will be fine. And I can tap it back into place, form it better. And then that's just a quick little patch right there. Actually, maybe not. That might be more than just a quick little patch. I'll see if I can't find that chunk. That's crusted all the way through. Don't want to leave any of that. That'll just cause more problems. Yeah. Then I can play with all this. I want to get a digital dash so I can have all of my gauges, because this is just a warning light gauge cluster. I like to see my vitals, so we'll go from there. I'll have to do it for this one. I'll be back probably next week.